So everybody, we're going to be making a bench out of an interior doors. A lot of people do this. Some people don't know that you can do this. If you're ever doing any remodeling or you stumble across somebody who has an extra door, use just the one on the inside or even outside door sometimes works, but the inside ones doesn't have any grooves on it. So that's pretty much why everybody uses the inside doors to make a workbench, etc., etc. Not much details on this. It is going to be, let's see if I can stay focused on this. It's going to be 80 inches by 23. Sorry about that. So that's the dimensions on the door, 80 inches by 23 3/4. Going to be making the whole thing out of 2x4s, 2x4 wood. It will have a shelf, so we're going to go like this basically. It's going to have another shelf here. So that's what we're looking at. Something like this here. We're going to have some wheels there. These ones will lock wheels. Center post here. We'll have a wheel. This one will not be a lock wheel. I'm not sure if I'll have it in the front or not. That's optional. So I'll go like this. So I'm not sure if I want to do that. This is a horrific drawing. I'm sorry. That's our top and our bottom. This shelf here, I'm not doing a piece of plywood in there for a couple of reasons. Usually when we put the plywood in there, not all the time, 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 but sometimes you start out with a piece of plywood that's like this, and eventually you get a piece of plywood that's like that. Yes, you can put some braces underneath it, if you, and then that will keep it from ever sagging, but that's just extra wood. I'm going to try something different since I'm using all 2x4s here. This bottom, I'm just going to run a bunch of 2x4s across it like that. And we'll see how that turns out. Never really tried it like that before, but I think it'll work out better. I'm still probably going to add a brace or two in there depending on how I feel. Probably a brace here and a brace here just to prevent the sagging. There'll already be a brace there, and there, of course. So we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, we'll just go. I'll show you as I'm working through it, how it comes out. Once again, let's get going on this workbench. I am Professor Student because whatever I've learned, I teach you, and whatever I teach is what I've learned. So let's get going. Okay, here's the door. Basic door, nothing special. This right here, you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with this. Easily, I'm going to open this up, make it bigger. Probably come out to about in here. And put a piece of pipe in there, and that will be to hold your screwdrivers, wrenches, or whatever while you're working on your workbench. First, I'm going to cut this side here. It's 23 3/4. Second line up to X, the 80 inches going lengthwise. 2x4, let's cut. Okay, I'm doing a quick stop right here just to show you where I'm at. So I have my door. I put a frame around it. 2x4 frame. Like I said, I'm trying to do this whole thing in 2x4 and put a 2x4 frame around it. Here in the joints, I did run a bead of wood glue and I ran longer screws there also, 2 1/4 to make it all the way through. But I ran a bead of wood glue there, and I also seamed it around here. Put the screws, excuse me. Right there. So therefore, so far that's where I'm at. 8-inch door framed in. All right. Next, we'll be working on the legs. Legs will be 36 inches, 2x4s. Okay, so here's where we're at so far on this workbench. Again, we're going all 2x4s. So, showed in the last segment, completed the frame around the bottom there. Did this frame around the top. So we are working from the bottom, obviously. You want your best side down there at the bottom. I'll use my glue bottle to point. So there we go. So here we got our frame going around. Legs each side, like I said, we're doing 36 inches on the legs. 36 inches is length. Each joint, I used screws. There you go, it's a better view. I used screws for every section of this. I thought it'd be better than nails. You can use nails. There's no problems with that. I'm going to tell you why. Because I put wood glue in all my joints and screwed it. So technically you could have just nailed this together and used the wood glue, and you should be fine. You should be more than fine with just nails and wood glue. The only reason why I didn't use nails with the wood glue is I'm making this for somebody else, not myself. So I wanted it to be strong, sturdy, and I didn't want it to come apart. You know, usually when you're making it for somebody else, it's important to put a little bit more love in it. That way they come back to you again. So what am I going to do now? My next step, of course, like I said, we're doing all 2x4s. So across this middle section, shelf section, however you want to put it, this is where we'll be laying our 2x4s across here. Bam, 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 bam. I'll have to see how many I can get across and how we'll do it with the side shelving. So that's where we're at next. Then we'll be building a, bottom up here. Probably laying a couple pieces here, because we're going to have wheels on the bottom, of course, as we discussed. So, and that should probably pretty much be the final step. So, went together really, really fast. Probably could do it maybe an hour, hour and a half. 2 hours would be max that you could have this whole thing put together, buttoned up. Of course, you got to kind of like know your measurements, but it's simple. When you already have your base of the tabletop, where you're going, like I said, 23 by 80, and then all your boards, of course, are pretty much cut to that, because it's just a frame around and it's going like that. Make sure everything's leveled. Your legs are 36. I mean, once your numbers are all there, pretty much just bam, 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 you're done. Okay, so I'll cut these slats up to go across there. Double the braces on the bottom, set them up for the wheels, and that will be it. All right, I'll get started on that. Okay, here we are in the basically done stages of this workbench. I did change this. I know I said I was doing the whole thing in 2x4s, but I changed the bottom here to a 4x4, basically because I know that this thing weighs a ton already. It's not too heavy, but it's heavy. I mean, it's a total of 12 boards. So this 23 by 80 workbench took 12 2x4s. So it's not really too many, but I mean, it's the weight of 12 2x4s, however you want to put that. And it's going to have wheels on the bottom. They requested that the bottom had wheels so it would roll. So that's why I went with the 4x4s here instead of the 2x4s. I mean, I could have always doubled up the 2x4s and made a 4x4, however, or just made it 2 down there. But I had some of this lying around. So it seemed easier. Also, I went with a center brace here. It's already strong and sturdy enough, but like I said, I'm not looking for the now. I'm looking for more of the future. So I also had some of this lying around. That's pretty much why I put some of that in there. What is that? A 1x6, I believe, or 2x6, whatever. Anyways, so I put that in there. As a center brace, nice fat center brace. So the bottom is all done. Once again, also I not only did I put screws in there, I also put glue underneath each slat here, and then I glued the tops down. Same here with the 4x4s. You see I have 4 screws in there, but I also put the wood glue on the inside of that also. So every joint, with screws going across there, all the slats, they all are connected with not only screws for strength and for longevity, but I also put the wood glue in all of them. Like I said, you can do this with nails. You do not have to use screws. You can do this with nails. I went with basically 2 1/4 on majority of this. Some parts I had just regular 2-inch. Basically they sink in there so you can see what you can get away with. And that's it. This is the underside, of course. I don't want people to get confused. One last thing I have to show you guys is this section here. This is the old doorknob, which I'm switching to put a PVC pipe in. I just got to go snatch that. I thought I had some here, but I don't. And then the wheels, or the casters, I got to snatch those. I thought I had those and I didn't. Oversight. The center leg in the back, the reason why I doubled it up, because I'm strongly thinking of putting a wheel there also, so it's not in the air. Actually, I know I am. So there will be a center wheel here, 2 wheels there, and then obviously 2 wheels on this side here. So it'll be 5 wheels total. The 2 in the front here, they will be locking wheels. So you'll be able to, this will be a locking wheel here, as well as down there will also be a locking wheel. So you will be able to swivel it, roll it wherever you want, and once you get it in place, easily move it around, which I will show and prove. And then once it's there, lock it in place. So 2 more things: wheels and little tool holder back there. And this is 100% done. So stick with me, 2 more steps, and we'll knock this thing out. Total time on this, just as a final recap, with everything going or whatever, I know there was a couple things I added, but I think if you just got it and cracked it out, hour and a half, probably an hour and a half tops. 2 hours would be extremely pushing it. And that's pretty fast to build a workbench from scratch. Now it does help to have a door. That's very true. If you don't have a door, you'd probably have to use another piece of wood, and then you'd have to make the adjustments from there because you're dealing with a thickness issue. But that's not what this video is for. This video is if you have a door, how you're going to do it. Anyways, let's get to the next final step. Okay, I know there's still one step. We still got to put the stuff on there, the legs and things like that, but I wanted to give you a top view of what we're looking at here. So this is the top of the table, nice and smooth. The door, bam, sturdy. Got the nice shelf there, sturdy as hell. It's 2x4s. You won't have to ever worry about this thing sagging. Again, boom. Let's have some gaps. If you don't like that, you can always put something there, plywood or whatever, but I don't think you do. It's up to you. But this is the door. Comes out looking nice and smooth. Look at that. You don't have to polish the side, anything. seal it all the way around, like I said, with the frame. And I'm just going to add the two little bits there, like I said, with the legs and things. This is the top view. Okay, so here we are finalized. I put these are 3-inch locking wheels. I put 5 of them on here because that's what they wanted. They wanted to have the locking wheels all the way around. These are swivel, 3-inch swivels. We discussed before about this hole right here with the doorknob. I think they want to leave it like this because they want to have it so they can run the wires through. So maybe later I will come back on this center support underneath there and put a surge protector so they can just hook it to there. But otherwise, done deal. So this is the table, like I said. Workbench, 12 2x4s. 12 2x4s. It can be done maybe 2 hours to complete the build. This back section there, the back wheel, like I said, it braced it. I put 5, and it was wood glue in there, so that thing's not going anywhere. The 4s here. The brace for the wheel is on both 4x4 and 2x4, so that works. So it's solid, built like a tank. It's not really that heavy. Looks a lot heavier than it is. Basically, it's the weight of 12 2x4s, so however you want to do that. Cost-wise, very inexpensive. It's hard to say exactly what it would cost you to build this thing because wood is going psycho crazy right now, and it's different for everybody, the prices. But that's it. All in all, I guess this is a good spot to end it. Bam. See you guys.